This right here is what you call a champion's breakfast: steak and eggs, sourdough with the kiwi and some honey. And I got the carb mix with some collagen in there as well. So I'm just gonna devour this and go to work, and it's gonna be a good day. Midweek update. Yesterday was a brutal day of training. I'm literally still exhausted from it. From now on, I'm calling Tuesdays Torture Tuesday because I have a tempo run, a plank, and a lift, usually. But yesterday it was a 7-mile tempo run, and then a 40-minute plank, and then a leg day. And you literally can't ask for a harder day on top of a full 8-hour shift at work. And I can't emphasize it enough. It was so hard, but here I am. I'm still breathing. I'm alive. And this morning I did a 4-mile run, easy pace. And right now I'm not even gonna go to the gym. I'm just gonna do a plank in my bedroom, 10 minutes, because I feel like that's all I have in me. But my two non-negotiables every day are running and planking. So I'm gonna get it done. Lifting, it's on the back burner. Like I mentioned already in my other videos, it's not the current priority. The current priority is planking and running, and you gotta have tunnel vision on the goal. I gotta keep my focus narrow, and I know I'm gonna make tons and tons of progress if I just focus on those two things. Obviously, I love lifting. Lifting's fun. Still want to look good, be strong, but you can always gain back the muscle in the future. But yeah, I want to touch on the tempo run because the tempo run is such a hard run. For me, it's by far the hardest run of the week because your heart rate gets high, your legs probably feel heavy, you're huffing and puffing, and I raw dog my runs in the morning, no caffeine, no coffee, nothing. A bit of food, but sometimes it's just a tablespoon of honey or a banana or something like that. But that's besides the point. My point is I'm already tired, so running at a fast pace, faster than marathon pace, is just very demanding. It requires a lot of effort. And for the tempo run, you want to keep your heart rate between 83% and 88% of your max heart rate. You want to keep it within that range. For me, that's about 163 beats per minute to 173 beats per minute. And to figure out your max heart rate, you take 220 minus your age, and then you just do 83% of that or 88% of that and keep it in that range like I mentioned. But yeah, it's pretty hard. I know it's uncomfortable to run at that heart rate, but the more time you can spend in that heart rate zone, the more ready you're going to become race day, because that moment's going to come in your race where your heart rate gets high, your legs feel heavy, and the more, like I said, the more time you've spent training like that, it's going to be no surprise when that hard time comes and you'll be able to push through and get it done. So yeah, I'm going to do the plank, eat, shower, and get to bed. That's it. I'm done for today. Another day in the books. Today I did interval training, so I did 6 miles on the treadmill this morning. I woke up at 3:30. I got over 8 hours of sleep. I was feeling pretty good, as in I felt well rested, but I had a cold and then I started to feel sick. So yeah, it kind of sucks when you're trying to train hard and make tons of progress and you get those colds, but you can't do much about it. So I'm just gonna roll with it, go with the flow. So yeah, I did a 1-mile warm-up and then 6 times 800-meter repeats with a 60 to 90 second standing rest between sets, and then 4 times 400 meters and a 1-mile cool down, total 6 miles. And then I got home from work. We got off a little early and I did a 20-minute plank. It was sloppy, it wasn't that clean, and I can feel it in my body that I'm sick. So I'm not trying to get too caught up and worried in my own head, because a lot of workouts, a lot of planks, a lot of runs, they leave me doubting. And that's a common thing if you're training for a race or if you're training for some hard physical goal. A lot of workouts are going to leave you doubting. They're going to leave you wondering, questioning if you're actually going to be able to hit your goal. When you start to think like that, you got to remind yourself of how much progress you've made. Look, you see that whiteboard? I think I've shown you before, but it literally has a whole year on the calendar, and every day that goes by I write down what I did for the run, the plank, if I lifted, and I write it down. And every day I wake up and I look, I just see these days, they're all checked off, like 15 days in the year so far, and then I'm trying to get to a full month, and then another month and another month, and you're gonna look and I'm gonna see like 100 days of constant effort, and that consistency, it pays off so much in the long run. It's unbelievable. So if you have not set a New Year's goal, or if you're thinking of, or if you fell off your New Year's resolution, there's time. The year's just started. We're 15 days in. So just get back on the horse, ride it. Another meal, same meal as the other day. Steak, sweet potato fries, red pepper, and berries. And big emphasis on the carbs. I've been doing a lot of rice and sweet potatoes. For endurance training, carbs is key. That is going to be your number one friend. But obviously, I cannot betray the famous protein. I got 2 new pairs of running shoes, the same exact model, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 5s, and one of them came in the mail. I'm gonna unbox it for you guys. You guys are gonna see the color. It's pretty sick. My favorite shoe of all time to train in, to run in, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3s, and I just hit 1,000 kilometers on them, so it was time to get a new pair, and I figured why not get 2, because I got some big goals for endurance, for running. I'm trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon to be able to run it in 2027. So I got to run at least a sub 255 marathon. That's a little side quest I got going on. Obviously, the main goal is the 3-hour plank. But yeah, I just bought those 2 pairs of shoes to be able to rotate between the 2. And like I said, they're my favorite shoe of all time. They're great for speed work, for long runs, easy runs. Just an all-around super versatile shoe. So I'm super pumped. I'm gonna unbox it right now, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Damn. Those are super fresh, super clean. They look fast. They are fast. Endorphin Speed 5. So yeah, I'm gonna go try them out. I think I got 3.5 kilometers, not even 2.5 kilometers to hit an 80 kilometer week, 50 miles. But I'll probably end up doing a bit more than 3K today. But I'm gonna go hit a lift. I'm gonna hit some arms, rip a 10-minute plank, and then do a 3 to 5 mile easy run probably. But yeah, I'm super pumped to try these out. And remember, I got 2 pairs of these, so I'm gonna be twice as fast.